Hello guys, it's another video from us. Today we've got a Audi A8 on a 2019 plate. This has got an issue with the vehicle lights. It's gone up with a malfunction in the cluster, but the lights themselves everywhere are working perfectly fine. It's given us short circuits on tail lights, brake lights, etc, etc. So we're going to go ahead and see what we can find and hopefully get this resolved. But in terms of the actual fault, so you can see, get her on, start her up, you can see everything just starting up slowly and the arrow will come up. So the customer's bought this with this fault just here. Vehicle lights fault, please contact workshop. Left brake light defective, and it'll go through the cycle of all the different lights that are not working. But all of the brake lights, all the rear lights, tail lights, everything, brake indicators and everything like that are working perfectly fine. So we'll go ahead, get it scanned up, show you the fault codes and get it sorted. So we've just scanned the vehicle. There's a number of faults on there. The ones that we're worried about is under 46, central convenience. So we'll head over into that module, and this is where it will show us all the faults. So you'll see on here, that's the part number just there, 4N0907064 Charlie Delta. So we're just going to get into this, and here it's given us many fault codes. Bulb for rear left, turn signal, open or short to plus. Rear right, open short to plus. Various different ones for all of the rear lighting system. Basically on here, it'll go down. There's many of them on there. So, with there being no shorts or anything like that present that we can physically see through the wiring, leads us to believe it could be a software issue. So we have actually found that there is a technical product information for this vehicle and other vehicles. So it goes across the A6, A7 and A8 range, and also Q5. But there's a software fault where the software needs to be updated to a later level. And across the A6, A7 and A8 range, it will give you these faults here, but physically there'll be nothing wrong with the lights. The lights will operate as normal. On the Q5s though, it will show you these faults, but it will illuminate the bottom side lights as if the trunk was open. That's the symptoms it will give. So on these vehicles, no symptoms apart from the errors in the dash and the errors in the module. All the lights will work fine. So what we're going to go ahead and do is, we've got the SVM code, which allows us to update this module. We're going to do that through the official dealer level tool, which we have. So we'll get logged on and we'll get that done. Also, just to show you, this is the version H140164. Those last 4 digits should change with the update for the later version one. So we're just scanning it through the official tool now, and it's coming up with all the vehicle details here. It tells you all about the car. It's just going to run the diagnostics, show all the fault codes again, and what we're going to do is we're going to input the SVM code to update the BCM module and see where we get from there. So we're just going to let this do what it needs to do, and then we'll be back, show you the fault codes and show you how to input the SVM code. Just for you to see, this is the technical service bulletin just here. So it says on here, rear lighting 1 integrated in the instrument cluster, various DTC stored in the comfort system control module, VINs affected or vehicles affected, Q5, and the A6, 7, 8 through those model years there, all VIN ranges. It is specific to a part number, so I will show you on here where it shows customer states warning message regarding failure of the rear lighting displayed in the instrument cluster. A6, A7 and A8, the rear lighting operates properly. On the Q5, the rear lighting function is switched to the lower bumper as if the trunk is open, on there. So that's that's what that is on there. So we'll show you what it affects on here. So there are all the DTCs that it shows in terms of failures, which is majority of them is what we've had. And then here it shows the SVM code, so it's to update the software with, that's the part number, which is what we saw on the BCM before, obviously the models it covers. New part number will be the same. Obviously it doesn't matter what the last digit or 2 digits are, the letter alphabet numbers on the end, but the new version will be that or higher depending on what's available at the time. Because if there's a newer software version available after this TPR was made, it'll update it to that, and that's the SVM code input there. So we'll do that and we'll see where we get on there. So here we have it, test plan is done, shows us all the fault codes. All we're going to do is we need to input the SVM code. So I will go down, and what this will do is it will verify the SVM code on the back end as well, based on the VIN, vehicle details, etc, etc. So all we're going to be doing is, not that one, just this one here. We're going to perform the test, and we're going to be putting in the SVM code, which we've got from the technical service document into here, and hopefully that will allow us to update what we need to update, and we shouldn't have any issues whatsoever. So we'll pop that straight into there, adopt. That's the way we are entering it. So that will check everything on there. It'll check it with the back end. So it's just querying that now, checking it against everything, and hopefully it will say, yep, it's accepted, and we will get the BCM updated, and that should rid us of all the issues that we're having. So in terms of the vehicle itself, it is on a charger, etc, keeping it at a steady voltage, just whilst we're doing the flash, etc on there, just so we don't go under voltage or anything whilst the flash is happening and cause any other issues. But yeah, this is just going to do its bit. Once it starts, I'll come back. So here it is, it started the flashing process of the 46 module, gives you an estimated time running then. So we had all the flash files stored locally on the laptop, so it's doing its bits now. So once that completes, we'll scan the car again, and we'll go from there. It says it's going to take about 3 minutes, so once it's done, we'll come back. Just gone through that now. It's just running through all the modules. The vehicle is going through its ignition process as well. So there'll be a few things that are restricted due to the flash process. So it's just showing everything on the dash here. We'll just come back to this, just showing all the bits. Hopefully it'll say completed. It might do like a coding and parameterization of the of everything. So you can see there, entered SVM code was completed successfully. The request was documented and all changes in the build status of the vehicle restored. So we'll continue on there. You can see on there, it's updated the program successfully. You can see there it's changed software from 0164 to 0183. So we're just going to quickly do everything that it's asking us to do, and we'll get back to see what the faults are. So we've just completed the software update. We're just going to cycle the ignition. We've cleared the faults off the system, and we're just going to try and see what happens when we start it back up. So I'm just going to fully close it down, let her switch off, and then we'll get starting her up and see if the faults return. of fuel. And nothing in relation to lights. We'll turn the lights all the way so they're all on, and no faults whatsoever. Before, straight away, as soon as the ignition was turned on, we were getting the faults for the lights, and now absolutely nothing. So we've done an auto. Job completed. If you like this video, like, share, subscribe, and go over to our social media and hit us up if you need something like this doing.